And we're back. Episode 30, the Dirty 30. How about that, man?
Wow, that's some sort of, what do you call it?
Milestone?
Milestone, I believe so. 30? That's pretty good.
I know. I can't believe it. Time flies when you're having fun, Al. Which
Yeah.
we
Although,
have.
are you having fun? I feel like sometimes you're really stressed out. Do you love doing this?
Oh, no, I love doing it. I just, it's everything else in my life that stresses me out sometimes, It's
Yeah.
just, there's a lot going on. It's everybody, it's I feel like it's like a broken record. Obviously, it's like a tough time for everybody, but yeah, I don't know. It's but I feel like it's not just me. I feel like it's funny because as insane as I am, I've been playing therapist to other people, the past 2 weeks. And I'm like, to me, it's hysterical when people ask me to solve their problems. I'm like, this is, look up the blind leading the blind in the dictionary and you'll see, my picture and yours there. It's not.
No, you're a good listener. Did you go to college for therapy? Is that what you did?
No, hell no, dude. Quite the opposite. I went to college for finance.
Oh.
So,
And what happened?
I think that in the back of my head, I knew that I wanted to do something creative. And I knew I wouldn't like the dress code on Wall Street. So, you should see me today. I have on this shirt. It's and it's a little bit. It almost looks like it has an ascot, very Joan Holloway from Mad Men, or Daphne vibes. Of course, my mascot or my ascot is slid to the side and not doing well, much like my life. So that's okay. Yeah.
And, I feel like you are good with money though. Do you credit that to your college experience?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I try to be good with money. Yeah, no, I mean, I know a thing or two about a thing or two because of my degree in finance. I couldn't, I just couldn't see myself doing it. I didn't really know what I wanted to do when I left college. So I decided to become a bottle waitress, which is, every parent's dream, right? You pay for a great college education. Your daughter graduates. I graduated at the top of my class too. Humble brag.
Wow.
And then I was like, yeah, actually, I think I'm just gonna go, wear low cut tops and serve, people overpriced liquor in the city. And my dad was like, wonderful. That's, exactly what we wanted to hear. But no, and then eventually
have you ever thought
found my
about
way.
because I'm sure you've seen online there's always ads for girls to do those feet things. In the city there's those feet cafes.
Oh my God. I mean, I can kind of guess what that is. What is a foot cafe?
I think you're a server at a restaurant, but you don't wear shoes, and guys come there to admire your feet while you serve them food.
That is interesting. Well, let's get one thing straight. I don't care what the price is. There's no way you're going to get me to walk around barefoot anywhere in Manhattan. That's disgusting. So, although one time I remember, I worked at this one nightclub and the manager was so mean. And it was the end of my shift and my heel broke. And we had to wear 4-inch heels. That was the rule. There was a minimum you had to wear 4-inch heels. So my, 4-inch heel breaks off my shoe. And I said to him, hey, I have one more table to close out. Do you think you can go collect the check? And he was like, no. He's like, you can go out there. So I literally had to hobble on my one foot, with no other heel. Yeah, can you imagine? Absolute insanity. And then my friend was like, well, why don't you just walk out there barefoot? And I'm like, are you insane? I would not allow one cell of my being to touch the floor of this nightclub. The alcohol and the dirt and the bodily fluids, ew. Ew, ew, ew. Gross.
Yeah, it could be a needle on the floor. You don't know.
I know. Speaking of needles, I was thinking about this today. I am super tired. I haven't been sleeping great lately, as you know. And I just wish I was one of those people who looked cute when they were tired. But I don't. I don't look cute when I'm tired. I basically look like an ex-G Unit dancer who fell into bath salts, That's what I look
I'm sure
like.
that's not true.
No, I do. That's my aesthetic when I'm tired. It's an ex-rap vixen who started to do, meth. That's my vibe. So one time in high school, my friend Windsor, shout out to Windsor Guzman, he was like, we were talking about something, and he's like, he's like, I really think you would have been a great G unit girl. I was like, thank you. That's exactly, those are my aspirations in life. Amazing. And at the time, I wasn't really anything like I am now, like aesthetically. So I feel like it was sort of like, Windsor had a premonition of what I was going to become, because I look more like a G unit girl now than I did in high school. Now I look like I should be, twerking on somebody's Hummer in the 2000s. But
although I feel like G unit girls wore jeans. I never seen you wear jeans in my life.
Correct. I don't own a pair of jeans. Wow. I don't understand them. I don't want them on my body. And it's okay if somebody else wears them, but I am just not interested in, the Levi's on this luscious bod. No, don't want it.
I completely agree. I don't think you've ever seen me wear jeans either. I'm not a jeans guy.
Oh, right. Yeah, you don't wear jeans. I just feel like when you're curvy, like you and I, when you're, oh my God, I can't speak, dude. Already it's the whiskey. I'm telling you, I'm losing it. When you're a curvy Latina, such as yourself and I, Al, jeans don't always look good on you.
No, and I just don't feel good in jeans. There's kind of like a stiffness to them.
No, I know. I like the only Latina I ever saw wear jeans was J-Lo, and she lied to us because they are uncomfortable. I doubt that Jenny from the block ever wore jeans. Absolutely not. She was wearing Capizios and maybe some Adidas, but that was about it. So, but speaking of Jenny from the block, so I have been, like the next step of my weight loss journey, I've gotten into like lifting again. And I'm trying to get like my butt to be nice and like firm. So I've been working out really hard, and I can feel it. Like I can feel my ass growing, which is great. Except for now, I have these, stretch marks on my ass. And I'm like, like my ass looks like a zebra. Like no joke. And it feels like a punishment.
Nothing wrong with that.
What'd you say?
Nothing wrong with that. That's how real women look like. I like it.
It feels like you're working so hard and you're doing what you're supposed to, and like, it feels like a punishment. Like now my ass looks like a damn Hostess dessert. That's, I can't. I just feel like
if you find me a guy that complains about that, then call me. I'm gonna teach that guy a lesson.
I bet in LA they would. I bet they would.
Yeah, that's true.
But no, I'm just like, Lord, when I said I wanted a cake ass, this is not what I meant. So
a zebra cake ass.
Yeah, exactly. Right now we're basically, it's just we're living on cocoa butter and a prayer, hoping that they go away. But I don't know. Yeah, it's weird, dude. But I guess that's like part of getting older too. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Well, has working out made you feel better?
Yeah, no, I mean, like that's like such a good question. Like, do I enjoy it while I'm doing it? No, I want to die. I mean, if we're being totally honest, it's like the same thing as dieting. Like when people are like, oh, I'm so jealous, you look great. I'm like, don't. I'm hungry all the time. I wake up in the morning and I'm starving and well, I'm not starving, but I wake up in the morning, I'm hungry. I don't eat all day until, the evening time. And people are like, oh, I'm jealous. I'm like, don't. I'm miserable 23 out of the 24 hours of the day. So, just kidding. But yeah, no, I mean, working out, again, like doing it is not good, but the results feel good. So, minus like the zebra stripes. Mm-hmm. I don't like people who are like, like they're too overly into like, fitness and diet though. Like
me either. Those are the worst people.
Yeah. Like the fit fam fuckers, I hate them. Like they're like, oh my God, ate a piece of grilled chicken today, with no condiments on it. It's like, great. That's like, to me, that's like a punishment.
I've been seeing a lot, and I really just dislike, is a lot of people on Instagram or whatever are saying, if McDonald's is open during this pandemic, why aren't gyms open? And that doesn't make any sense to me.
Of course not, these morons. Who asked that? Who did it?
I see it all the time. I see these memes made all the time. Fitness people, and lots of comments. A lot of people agree with it.
because people are stupid, like by and large people are very dumb. I don't understand that. Well, in general, I don't understand these people who are constantly pushing back against the COVID thing, and it drives me bananas, you know, like
Yeah.
because it's not like I understand that like small businesses are suffering while like, you know, Hollywood and other big businesses have basically been allowed to skirt the rules, and it is bullshit. But what bothers me is 9 times out of 10, the people who are complaining that things are shut down are the reason why things are shut down. You know?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Had you decided, you know, to not relive your college years and go to, you know, a 50-person party in a 200 square foot apartment in Manhattan for 2 weeks, you know, in a row, we wouldn't be in this position, you know? If you weren't out there, you know, I don't know, sucking face and breathing all over everything that moved, we wouldn't be in this position. So that's what bothers me. You know, but again, yeah, I mean, I know small business, it's terrible. But I actually, so I went to, you know, I've been on the hunt. I don't want to say what for because it's kind of a surprise, but I had been going to multiple adult stores all over New Jersey. Like I've been to
Yeah.
almost every
You've been
adult
sending me
store.
pics.
Wait, sorry, what'd you say?
You've been sending me pics, and you know these stores aren't like that cool looking. They're like little shops, all right?
Well, nothing in Jersey is that cool looking, you know, besides
Yeah,
the
that's
people, besides like, you know, the mob wives and every, you know, the cute people. But yeah, in general in Jersey, like we're not like, you know, aesthetically pleasing is not our middle name. That's not what we're known
Nope.
for. But yeah, no, I've been going to like all these adult stores looking for this one, you know, thing. And I finally found one, you know, think I was up in, Lodi. I don't know where. I was right near the strip club where The Sopranos was filmed.
Oh wow.
Remember the Bada Bing from The Sopranos?
Yes, of course.
So the real life Bada Bing where they filmed, it's like right next to there. That's up in I think Lodi or
Wow.
Carlstadt. Anyway, so yeah, I went into this store, and can I just tell you, first of all, some of the nicest people in the world, the staff. I was asking the woman about like something, and she was like, "Yeah, you know, I feel bad for these dancers because a lot of strippers, you know, they were doing outdoor stripping during the pandemic, which I thought was great. But now that it's getting cold up in the north, they can't. So
You know, I do think it's great that they were able to keep their business going. But that also being said, who are these? Who is this clientele that are going through these drive-through strip clubs?
I don't know. I mean, please, it's like everybody's lonely. It's like a perfect time for sex work. Everybody's so lonely and desperate right now.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, you know, I said to somebody the other day, like, I love being a woman, but there are some times where I really do wish I was a guy. And when it comes to sex, I definitely feel that way. Like,
Why is that?
because I know that it's easier for like people always say like, oh, like a girl like can get sex whenever she wants, you know, because like there's always going to be a man willing to do it. But I feel like the things that you get to do as a guy, like go hang out in strip clubs, you can go, you know, hire a hooker or an escort if you want to. Like women
You
don't.
you can do that. You could.
Yeah, but like it's just not the same. Like I don't know, I was with like a friend of mine, or I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he was telling me like, you know, all the, you know, like the adult experiences and the hookers that he's been with. And I was like it just sounds like fun, you know? It just sounds great to kind of just like go. And he said it was like it's a very businessy. Like he's like, it's a business transaction. There's like no feelings behind it. But
That sounds sad to me. I'm not putting I'm not putting them down at all. Like, you know, most guys have experienced some sort of strip club or something like that, and that's fine. But that experience sounds sad to me.
yeah, I mean, I think that like if you do it all the time, it definitely is. Like I think like here and there it's fun, but if that's like if you're relying on that, like I always think about like, you know, like you hear these like, you know, strippers or dancers, sorry, these dancers talk about like their regulars. So I'm like, who is that? Like who's the dude that's going in there, you know, Tuesdays and Thursdays, like right on schedule?
You know, I've been to strip clubs before, and I've seen people bring their own alcohol, and that's kind of strange to me.
Stop. There are BYOB strip clubs?
Yeah, yeah, especially in Jersey.
Oh my God, of course, that would be like RMO. That's like not good though. That means the house isn't making a lot of money off that person.
No. Well, a lot of strip clubs, especially in Jersey, don't serve alcohol.
Oh my god, I literally didn't. How did you know that? And I didn't know that, Al.
A few
Al.
trips to Atlantic City, you know.
Oh yeah, AC. Well, there's a lot of shenanigans going on in AC.
I couldn't even imagine what it looks like now.
Oh, Atlantic City? I think it's okay now. But I had a friend of mine who shall remain nameless, but I had a friend of mine who hooked up with a farmer in Atlantic City.
Wow. What
Yeah.
was that like?
She said it was good, but I guess like they're good, like they till the land. They're probably great with their hands. They're just out
That's
there.
true. Are you a fan of a man with like thick hands with calluses and and it's like brown? Are you a fan of those type of hands?
I mean, I hate to say it, but probably yes. Like, I don't know. Like, I like the whole, like, when I see a guy in, like, work boots and, like he looks like he, like, gets down and dirty with his job. Like, there's something about that that's, like, attractive to me.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Are you more attracted to a hand that's soft and, well groomed, or are you more attracted to a hand that's been through shit?
Well, let me just say this. If I'm attracted to a guy, I'm not going to, his hand is not what I'm going to be grabbing. Let's just get that out of the way. But no, like, I like I think a rough hand. Like, I guess there's something about it that's manly. But see, here's the thing, because I'm an extremist, like, I say that and I am attracted to that, but then I'm also attracted to guys who are kind of metro. Like Justin, my friend Justin, you know him. He always says to me, like, oh, you like American Psycho guys. And basically, what he's referring to is like metrosexual finance guys. He's like, oh, you're into that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, sometimes. But like other times, I want a guy who, is doing like, I don't know, not farming, but like is like a mechanic or some shit like that.
I think that's
So,
fair. I feel like I'm the same way with women. I like women of all shapes and sizes, of all
right.
backgrounds. Yeah, I agree.
Like, I'd rather be like that than have like one specific type. Like, to me, those people are so, like, what is the point? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, you're just limiting yourself so much if you just like one thing. So, and now, especially like nowadays, like, like the world is like a tough place. Like, you can't be so picky, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah. Have you ever dated a guy who went on to date someone that looks like you?
Have I ever dated a guy who went on to look,
To date someone that looked like you, like their next girlfriend, particularly kind of looked like you. That happens a lot.
you know what? It does, but it has never happened to me, which is so weird. Because I feel like 9 times out of 10, like either it's they're traumatized from being with me, so they don't want to be, they don't want any reminders lingering around, or
Yeah.
it's like my looks are a problem to them and they don't, want to be,
Yeah. Well, luckily
So,
you're pretty feminine, but I was going to ask, would you be attracted to someone that looks like you?
well,
Because I
what would,
find that kind of weird. I've seen couples that look like each other, and it's kind of strange. But at the same time, the heart wants what it wants.
you know what? That's like a thing. I've seen that too. Couples that look like each other, and it's so bizarre to me. And I always am like, do
Yeah.
they know it or do they just not see it? I feel like they probably just don't even see it. But
I think it's possible they have noticed it and they block that part out of their brain.
no. But like, I don't understand. Like, like, what's the guy version of me? Like, what would the guy version of me look
Well,
like?
that's what I was saying. You're luckily pretty like feminine, so it's gonna be hard to find like like it's gonna be hard to find a guy that looks like you. But I mean, tan, longer, shorter brown hair. I don't know.
Yeah, if you find a guy with like, an afro, gigantic boobs, and a smaller waist, by all means, please send us our way. We're looking for him. No, that's so funny. I guess like the male version of me would be like, what, like I'm trying to think of like a voluptuous guy is probably like a really muscular guy, right? Like let's
But
say that's
no, it's funny. You're categorizing yourself as a voluptuous person, sure, but there's other features about you that a guy's not going to have big tits, so that's not going to happen. So
no,
you have to look at the other features.
right. So like dark curly hair, I don't know, like wears makeup. Like yeah, we're basically looking for a drag queen. That's the male version of me, a drag queen. I don't know who else would look like me. That's so strange. It's so interesting. But yeah, anybody, if you know anyone who looks like me, please send us a picture. We're dying to know.
And Bree's interested. So
yes, and I'm probably
send them
gonna
the
be
info.
interested. Yeah, I'm very desperate at this point in my life now. I feel like I'm the opposite of desperate now. Like now I've hit the point where I'm like, oh, I wanted to date and I wanted to do whatever. And I was like really trying, and like now I'm back to like I don't care. Like if it comes, great, but I'm like not searching anymore. Like it's annoying at this point.
Yeah, it's a cycle. It's a vicious cycle. We've all been through it. You're gonna get back on the saddle eventually.
Eventually, God willing, yeah, sometime before I'm 30. But I feel like that's like a good topic for like one of the future episodes coming up. So I know we're coming up like a little bit over 20 minutes. So what do we want to end on?
Huh. Well, I got to be honest. We've talked about it before on the show, but I'm really hating all this this Logan Paul talk. It's not interesting to me anymore.
I know. Well, he's like, the Kardashians. Like he's like a virus. Like the only way that he can, continue to thrive is if he finds a host. And right now his host is Conor McGregor. And it's funny because as you know, I am not the biggest Conor McGregor fan. And yet right now there is nothing more that I want in the world than for, Conor McGregor to dislocate this man's skull. Because he's just so
Well, no, that's Jake Paul. Which I guess is all together. It's all mixed together.
Yeah.
But Jake Paul is the one that's doing the videos for Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, yeah.
Oh, and you're talking about the other one?
I was talking about Logan Paul, but both of them, they're both categorized together.
I know. Well, they're both like two disgusting seeds from the same obnoxious pod. So like it's the one and the same. But yeah.
But to me, like I honestly, like as a fan of professional wrestling, I understand heels when I see them. They're obviously playing a character here, and people are regarding it as real because it's shown to them as real, so they think it's real, but it's really not. This is all premeditated. When you see Jake Paul rolling up to the front of Conor McGregor's trainer's house, how did he know he was going to be there? Because it's premeditated, obviously.
That's true. No, I know. He's like really trolling him hard too. Did you see he like unfollowed everybody on Instagram except for Dee Devlin, who's Conor McGregor's wife?
So it's all on purpose. They don't care what people think of them because it equals dollars. So like I said, it's classic wrestling. People need to open their eyes. I'm just tired of it. I'm not a fan of it.
Well, I just feel like, to me, it's like, okay, like, oh, we're just going to let anybody step into the octagon to, like, have a fight so they can make a payday. Like, if that's the case, then I'll step into the octagon. Like, absolutely.
Well, again, in the WWE, you saw Snoop Dogg step into the ring.
No.
It's not that much different.
Listen to me, you blasphemer. You will not disrespect UFC and mixed martial arts on this podcast. I will not stand for it. All right, well, now that you've blasphemed mixed martial arts, I feel like it's time to wrap up the episode. So until next time, guys, the twins and I and Al love you very much, and don't catch COVID. Yeah, I think that's the end of it. So until next time, guys.